TikTok is dangerous.
We do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users.
Representatives has passed a bill that would
banning TikTok.
Do not ban TikTok.
By now, we all have seen this viral exchange between the CEO of TikTok and US senators. But what exactly is happening here?
A couple weeks ago, both the US Congress and the Senator passed a monumental bill, one that could change the everyday lives of millions of Americans. It may seem trivial, but it could completely reshape the social media landscape. If President Biden signed on it, TikTok's owner, ByteDance, a Chinese tech giant, will have around 6 months to sell the company. Otherwise, this new law will see TikTok banned in the US and ripped from every app store for American users. In a world where we're used to social media giants like Facebook and X, and their charismatic, all-powerful CEOs going about their business as they please, it seems the US government isn't willing to allow TikTok to do the same. But why? The nationality of ByteDance has a lot to do with it. The Chinese internet technology company, which is headquartered in Beijing, has been the focus of the US government's attention for some time. They assert that ByteDance is actually operating under the control of Chinese government, something that TikTok CEO Shou Zizhou firmly denied in a hearing in the House of Representatives in March 2023. This would pose a significant risk when it comes to user data and could reach into the realm of espionage.
It's hard to say a word without TikTok, but it's also hard to see the US government change its mind on this issue. So unless a solution is found, things are unlikely to change. Will TikTok eventually be banned in the US? What would that mean for the app and its user worldwide? Are the US government actually in the right to be suspicious? Or is this just a political power play? Let's unravel this issue.
Ban TikTok.
First, let's look at the history of this app. TikTok, originating from ByteDance, debuted as Douyin in September 2016, initially confined to China. The concept traces back to 2014, when Alex Zhu launched Musical.ly, allowing users to create short, lip-sync videos. ByteDance recognized synergy with Musical.ly, acquiring it in 2017 for $800 million and integrating its essence into Douyin. In August 2018, Douyin transitions to TikTok for global outreach. TikTok's cultural ascendancy stems from various factors, notably its groundbreaking algorithm. This algorithm adapts catered to user preference, captivating younger demographics. With a vast library of songs, filters, and video snippets, TikTok facilitated the creation of engaging content that resonated with its expanding user base. The platform's phenomenal rise is evident in concrete metrics, surpassing established social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube in downloads by October 2018. By 2022, TikTok boasted over 800 million active users worldwide, with 2 billion downloads across App Store and Google Play. This exponential growth positioned TikTok as a standout success story in Chinese tech and is China's biggest impact on global culture in recent history. Embraced completely by Generation Z, TikTok has outgrown its role as a typical social media platform and has embedded itself fully in contemporary online culture. So why is it under fire from the US government? And why do they want to shut it down so much? The concerns regarding data privacy and securities are the driving factors. Because ByteDance is headquartered in China, there are concerns that this proximity to the Chinese government could enable them access to TikTok to use the data, raising significant national security concerns in several countries where the app is popular, in particular the US, but we'll get into the specifics on that a little later. This worry has been compounded by the lack of transparency regarding how user data is managed and whether it could be subject to government scrutiny. Critics have also pointed out issues with TikTok data collection practice and the way its recommendation algorithm works. The platform's algorithm has faced scrutiny for its potential to influence user behaviors and potentially expose them to harmful content, leading to questions about the extent to which users' outline activities are monitored and utilized by the platform. In response to these concerns, various countries, including the United States and India, have taken actions to either ban TikTok outright or impose restrictions on its usage, particularly within government agencies. These measures aim to mitigate the perceived risks associated with TikTok data handling practice and its potential vulnerability to exploitation for espionage or any other malicious purposes. Furthermore, TikTok has faced criticism over its content moderation policies. There are ongoing debates regarding the platform's ability to effectively moderate content and curb the spread of misinformation, hate speech, and dangerous viral challenges. These issues have raised doubts about TikTok's commitment to fostering a safe and responsible online environment for its users. However, it's worth noting that this has been and probably always will be a widespread issue across all of social media. TikTok has also drawn attention to its potential to disrupt the traditional media and publishing industries. There are concerns that ByteDance, through TikTok's immense reach, could leverage the platform to promote its own media ventures, thereby reshaping the landscape of digital content consumption and distributions. This can be easily illustrated. Universal Music Group made headlines on January 31st, 2024, when it announced its decision to halt licensing its music catalog to TikTok and its music service, TikTok Music. This move effectively removed UMG's entire music collection from the platform. The decision came after the expiration of UMG's previous licensing agreement with TikTok and failed negotiations to establish a new mutual beneficial deal. UMG cited several reasons for its withdrawal in an open letter. Firstly, it accused TikTok of attempting to build a music-focused business without adequately compensating artists. Additionally, UMG expressed concerns about TikTok's allowance of AI-generated recordings, flooding the platform, potentially diluting royalties for human artists. Content moderation issues, such as hate speech and dissemination of pornographic deepfakes of artists, were also cited as contributing factors. The withdrawal of UMG's music catalog is anticipated to significantly impact TikTok creators, depriving them of access to popular tracks by artists like Taylor Swift, Drake, and Ariana Grande. Concerns have been raised about a potential decline in the quality and appeal of content due to limited music options. Given these controversies surrounding the platform, you can see how governments around the world might want to be careful when it comes to TikTok to protect users in their countries from potential data issues and issue fair competition from competing media. But the way the US government has handled their probe into the platform transcends those topics and is much more extreme. The controversy surrounding TikTok's Chinese ownership and its implications for national security arose during the Trump administration in 2020. Former President Trump threatened to ban TikTok in the US unless its Chinese parent company, ByteDance, divested its US operations to an American entity. This led to negotiations between ByteDance and potential US buyers, including Microsoft, Walmart, and Oracle. However, these discussions collapsed due to legal hurdles and the transition to the Biden administration. Initially, the Biden administration pursued a collaborative effort seeking to negotiate new data security measures with TikTok rather than mandating a sale. However, recent developments indicate a shift towards a more stringent stance, with the administration demanding ByteDance stripped from TikTok for facing a national ban of the app. In March 2024, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bipartisan bill introduced by Republican Representative Mike Gallagher. This bill gave ByteDance 165 days to relinquish its stake in TikTok or risk a nationwide ban. The bill highlights concerns over national security and the potential for data sharing with the Chinese government. However, its future in the Senate remains uncertain, with some Democrats questioning its constitutionality. TikTok has vigorously opposed the House bill, arguing that it effectively mandates a predetermined ban and infringes upon Americans' free speech rights. The company contends that its proposed security measures, including domestic storage of US user data, offers optimal protection for users. Despite TikTok's objections, both the White House and Senate Intelligence Committee leaders have voiced support for the bill, signaling the government's determination to address national security concerns. If the bill progresses into law, TikTok is likely to challenge it in court, potentially prolonging any ban as legal proceedings unfold. Thus, the ongoing negotiations and legal uncertainties underscore the complex interplay between national security imperatives, free speech considerations, and corporate interests in the online world of digital platforms.
If the ban does go ahead, what would it mean for TikTok and the wider social media space?
Well, first, the impact on the current user of the platform could be the biggest. A potential ban on TikTok could unleash huge economic consequences for the vast community of creators and influencers who heavily rely on the platform for their livelihoods. Countless individuals have cultivated entire careers and businesses on TikTok, making it a cornerstone of their income streams. The prospect of ban could abruptly disrupt their established channels, compelling them to pivot to alternative platforms, risking the loss of audience and revenue in the process. This alone raises legitimate concerns for the new law, failing to take into account people and enterprises that have become reliant on TikTok as a primary means of engagement and monetization, instead focusing purely on what US government deemed a national priority. Beyond the immediate impact on creators, a TikTok ban could cause drastic shifts across the broader social media landscape. Users and creators are likely to migrate to alternative platforms like Instagram, which has over the last several years launched similar features to rival TikTok. Some may question whether this bill has been called for by powerful US social media firms like Meta, which owns the Instagram platform, but this hasn't emerged as a reason so far yet. Marketers will have to reassess their influencer strategies immediately and diversify their social media presence across a spectrum of platforms to mitigate the fallout from TikTok's absence. This isn't just relevant to the US either. With America being one of the biggest user markets for TikTok in the world, the loss of such a huge amount of creators and users from the platform overnight could easily be the death penalty for TikTok globally, at least in its current form. A TikTok ban carries with it deeper concerns. Would it stop there? or set a precedent for government interventions in other aspects of the social media space and other Chinese-owned businesses. This could cause even further disruptions within the industry, creating uncertainties and tensions surrounding data privacy, free speech, and geopolitical tensions, particularly concern China.
The ramification of a TikTok ban extend far beyond its immediate consequences for creators and influencers.
It will start a ripple effect, and it's impossible to tell exactly how far those ripples could reach. This is why this is such a landmark law, and why the digital world is watching what happens next so closely. The ultimate outcome of the proposed ban hinges on the unfolding developments in the Senate, underscoring the inherent uncertainties surrounding the situation and its potential implications for various stakeholders. Whatever the Senate decides is going to establish, whether we stay with the status quo or if we're about to enter a new frontier, a wild west where, at least immediately following a ban on TikTok, nobody quite knows what's going to happen next. At the very least, TikTok is going to have to change in some way, either by providing some assurance about how its user data and how transparent it is about the topic. But as things stand, later this year the app could truly be removed from App Store for US citizens, taking away a huge portion of the platform's user base in a single moment, and the shock waves that will create could take years to unravel.